In this video, we're going to be going over how to solve two equations, a concept that will be in math classes from Math 1 all the way up until Algebra 2. So there are a few ways that you can tackle these kinds of problems. You could substitute, or you could do what we're doing today, and that is use the elimination method. So here we have our two equations. Negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 12. And 4x plus 8y equals negative 24. Now when you're using the elimination method, the basic thing that you're doing is adding the two equations together. By doing this, you will either eliminate the x's or the y's, whichever one you can eliminate. So for example, in this equation, as you can see, we have negative 4x and 4x. So that is like if you were subtracting 4x from 4x. Therefore, we are basically eliminating the x's completely, and we are just left with the y's. So let's get started, shall we? So we'll come over here to our two equations, and we'll write an addition sign, and we'll put a bar. And now all we do is we add down, and add down, adding like terms. So as we said before, if you add down right here, you will get 0x, or just 0. And if you add the negative 2y plus the 8y, you will get positive 6y. And finally, when you add the numbers without the variables, you will get negative 36. So in reality, our equation will end up being just 6y is equal to negative 36. And so you divide by 6 on both sides and get y equals negative 6. And we'll box our answer. So now that we know that our y is equal to negative 6, all that's left to do is to plug this into one of the original equations and find x. So if we take the first equation, negative 4x minus 2y equal to negative 12, and we plug in the negative 6 for the y, we will get negative 4x minus 2 times negative 6 equals to negative 12. And when we actually do plug it in, we will get negative 4x plus 12 equals negative 12. Now we subtract 12 from both sides, and we get negative 4x equals to negative 24, or x is equal to 6, or x is equal to 6. Now we can just box our answer, and now we move on to the final step, plugging in both our x and our y to see if our answers are correct. Now that we know that x is equal to 6 and y is equal to negative 6, we again take one of the original equations, so this time we will use the second equation. 4x plus 8y equals to negative 24, and we plug in x and y. So for x, we will plug in 6, and for y, we will plug in negative 6 equals to negative 24. Now what should happen is that when we add these two together, we should get the same as on the other side. So we would get 24 minus 8 times negative 6, which is 48, equals to negative 24. And in the end, we will get 24 equals to negative 24, which, as we can see, the same numbers on both sides. So this checks out, and our answers are 6 and negative 6.